Hello everyone. Today I'm actually going to be showing off this ARP Solina here. I bought this a few years back. Actually, I guess it was actually last year I bought it. And I actually got it to restore. And unfortunately I've just had so many other projects coming up that I just haven't had time to work on it much. And it's really just kind of sitting here collecting dust. And I'd like to just see it go to a good home. So I'm actually selling this one. This is just kind of one of those things I really hate to see it go, because this is one of those legendary instruments I've really enjoyed. It's just, I just don't have much time to work on it, because as you can see, I've got plenty of other projects that's been going on. Of course, I've been restoring most of these things and working on other people's synths. And, I just kind of don't really have time to really put much into it, and I'd just much rather see it to go somebody that would enjoy it and appreciate it as much as I do some of my other equipment in this room. But anyways, I'm going to walk you through this unit. Everything's working. It's actually still a fully functioning unit. I had really had the intention of redoing the wood cabinet and actually making a real wood cabinet for it, even though it wouldn't have been original. But really the only major big ugly thing on it is this corner right here, where it took a pretty hard hit at some point. As you can see, and it's just all particle board, so it broke the end panel off. It could use new key bushing. Some of the key bushings, as you can see, the key's a little higher, and that's simply because the rubber key bushing that fits under the keys wore out. It's still there actually, it's just worn down, so it doesn't have any rubber to it, any movement. It's just kind of stiff. But yeah, anyways, this is a really early one. This is actually an Eminent. It's before it actually was ARP. And as you can see, somebody actually had put some stickers on it with ARP logos. And you can see it still says all the original stuff on it. It just would have to be cleaned up, which is something I had planned on doing. I planned on pulling this interface panel off and actually sandblasting it and repainting it with the original coloring, and actually finding some nice people that could stencil for me and actually re-stencil the original stuff on. But unfortunately, this just got blown out of proportion and everything piled up on it, and I've got more projects coming, and I don't want to see this thing sit any longer. So anyways, what I'm going to do right quick is walk you through all the keys with one voice. I can't remember what voice these are because they are pretty well worn off the interface. I can't really say. As you can see, they used to say what they were, but once again, it's very old. It's probably like 72, 73, somewhere in there. So it's one of the early ones. But anyways, as you can hear, all the keys work. So all keys are working. You actually got another preset here too, which is fully working. So you'll notice it's a higher octave. So all keys are working there, and then you got your other section, which is the same. Basically same thing, just a filtered version of these two presets. As you can hear, and then we got this other preset. So you can hear a different filtering style. You combine all those. You also got a sustain time, which is fully working. Some very classic sounds in this machine. You also have a attack time, which is fully working as well, which is this slider here. As you can hear, and actually the filter sections come in before the actual strings raw. Very lovely sound. I actually love the sound of this machine. I've had an ARP Omni as well, and this one here has a little different sound, and it's a little more classic. This is a little more of your Pink Floyd sounds, you know, Gary Wright, Dreamweaver, all that. This is the machine. You also have a bass section, which is just a little mono section, basically 2 octave ranges off the same oscillator that drives these. Once again, it uses divider circuits. Kind of like the Polymoog, a little different because this is a little more of a fixed oscillation. But as you can hear, once again, that only goes halfway up the keyboard because that's your bass section. You got a higher octave. Once again, you can layer those on top to get a little more bassy. Now you can stack that with the strings. You also got a volume for your bass, so you can actually make your bass louder or softer, as you can hear. Once again, it could use a good cleaning. That's one of those things I just had planned and never... Very nice machine, and you know, this is the early one, so it doesn't have the function over here. We can actually disengage the I think it's the phaser, if I'm not mistaken, or it might be a delay. I think it's just a delay circuit, and this thing actually makes the string sound like it does. But anyways, this is a very nice machine. When I first got it, I did take the top off of it just to inspect it, to see, you know, make sure there's nothing damaged, because I always do that whenever I get a new piece of equipment in. And it looked great. I mean, this thing has not been touched inside. It still looks very original. In fact, it's so original, I opened it up, and this was actually still inside, which is very rare. This is actually all the service information. And basically, companies used to do this back before everything was controlled documents. They would actually give you a set of schematics inside for the technician if you had to work on it, because these things were so early. You know, a lot of synthesizers, there wasn't many technicians out there for, you know, synthesizers and string machines and things like that. So that would include all the service notes and service manuals and schematics and all that good stuff. And this is actually what we've got here. If I sit down here, I'll actually show you what all we've got. We've got first of all, some of this is in different language, because this was Eminent, which was out of Holland, if I'm thinking correctly, and it has different sections with some in English and then some in different language. Technical data right here in the center, as you can see. You can kind of see some of this is in different languages. Then you got your American or English language here, and so you got that, and then you got all your actual service notes. You got all your schematics, your reference designators for all your components. There's all the schematics right here. So I mean, very cool stuff. I mean, this is not your typical ARP Solina, you know, go out and find one that's been abused and used. You know, it does have some wear. I mean, it's been used, but it looks like it's been taken pretty well care of. I mean, it's in very good shape, and you know, so with all this, you get all this with it, because that's that's part of the included stuff here. But you know, once again, something that's really sweet about this machine too is when you put a phaser on it. I use the Moog or Foger phaser. I've also used the MXR Phase 100, and you know, you give it just a little bit of reverb like I will here on my mixer, and reverb brings this thing just I mean, makes it very lively. Take out different sections. Get that filter out. Now we got this one. Yeah, this is a beautiful machine, and as soon as I take it out of this rack I've got it in, I actually take more pictures. Hopefully try to get them up on eBay here pretty soon, as soon as I get some time. But the casing is in really good shape, except for that one corner. I mean, it's all very nice. It does have the ARP sticker on the back, which I've actually heard stories, and I don't know how true it is, but the early Eminent models were actually sent over here or imported, and then ARP actually put their stickers over the Eminent stickers, but as far as like the interface. But this one actually didn't have the matching stickers. I know it because it had the stickers for the model with the LEDs and everything on the interface. But I have heard stories that that's how ARP did it. They were still contracted out and made by Eminent, but ARP would put their stickers on it. But anyways, guys, what you get with this one is a very nice working Solina that could use some TLC, but if you want to take it to a studio and use it, I mean, it's great. You know, very little noise. It doesn't have any bleed overs or anything like that, like typical ARP products with the same thing. Because this has some very similar things to the Omni inside, but it's also a totally different beast. It's the whole design's different, circuit boards are different, and it's just a really cool machine. But anyways, if you're interested, I'll have a eBay link on this video, and you know, feel free to ask me any questions you have. I can pretty much answer some of it. Like I said, I hadn't really opened this one up fully, so I don't know what's all in it, but I know just from looking in it, this is a wonderful sound machine. I didn't see anything obvious, no caps fixing to explode. It does have all the old caps in it, so probably if you wanted to restore it, I'd recommend replace all the electrolytic capacitors and tantalum caps, because we know ARPs love to blow those things up, especially the tantalums, because they used them on the power line tracings and stuff, which they just tend to break down. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and if anybody's interested, yeah, definitely check it out. Take care.